Hey guys, today for you I have our preschool curriculum and activities that we're going to be using for the 2021 to 2022 school year. Stay tuned. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. My name is Tiffany and I have three kiddos. I have an eighth grader, a fourth grader, and a preschooler. That's who we're going to talk about today. If you're not new here, welcome back. Thanks so much for joining me. And also, for anyone who's not subscribed, please do so. That would really help me out. And it's so super easy. Just hit the subscribe button. So anyway, we're going to talk about preschool today. I have a playlist of preschool at home videos of stuff that we were pretty much doing last year. A lot of that we're still continuing. A lot of that. So I will link that down below. If I can put a card of a playlist in, I will do that. If not, it'll definitely be in the description box. So check that out. So this year I actually bought Preschool Curriculum, which I've never done before. We've always been very much play-based. Some workbooks, like my oldest, we did buy her like a preschool work, I think it was like Get Ready for Kindergarten, pre-K workbook. But she wanted to do work, wanted to sit down, and was fine with that. And even my 8-year-old, when she was younger, she wanted to do all the stuff her older sister was doing. But so we probably had some little workbooks or something, but I didn't really do a lot with her until she was in kindergarten. And now my little guy, he's about 4.5, and he really wants to do work with his sisters. And he wants books. So we've had some like alphabet books, like workbook type things, but very simple, just like tracing a letter, coloring pictures, like kind of stuff like that. But he really wants to do more. So what I decided was I'm going to go ahead and get him some things that I think he could start now and I thought he was ready for. And then if at some point it's too much, we will just stop, and then we'll continue it the next school year for kindergarten. So we plan on working through this very slowly. If he finishes it this year, we'll move on to the next thing. If he doesn't, whatever. We're okay either way. He doesn't do like these workbooks I'm going to show you. He doesn't do them every day. Some days he does multiple pages, some days he does one page. It really just depends on him. He really wants to do work and he'll ask to do it. But then once we sit down, he doesn't usually last very long. So I'm just kind of meeting him where he is and doing what works for him right now. He has learned so much already. Especially I'm going to show you what we got him for reading, learning letters, sounds and things like that. So I'm going to show you that first. And he's already actually like really picked up a lot on this. So it's really cool to see how much he's learned from the little bit that we've done. All right. So what we ended up getting is the teacher's guide for it. It's Explode the Code. But this is Get Ready for the Code, Get Set for the Code, and Go for the Code. So it's A, B, and C. I think it ended up being like to buy this set with the teacher's guide and 3 books. I only have book A here, but it did come with A, B, and C and the teacher's guide. I was debating whether I needed this, but I'm really glad that I ended up getting it. And it ended up, I think by itself, if you ordered this separate, it'd be like $12, but it came in the kit. So it ended up working out to about $10 for this. And it does kind of breaks down how to do each page. So there are some extra, maybe like a script kind of what to say and how to give the directions for the page. But you could totally do it without it. But it also does have some like extra activities, ways to reinforce ideas and things like that. So I'm glad I got this. It was worth the extra $10 that it cost me. So this is Get Ready for the Code A. And so we've only We've gotten through 2 letters. So it starts with, we'll go to the next page, it's easier to see. It starts with F. And then it goes to B, and then next week we're going to be starting M. So I'll say, so we've done 4 weeks of school, and he's been through 2 letters. So that's probably, and it's not, let's see, it's probably about, I'm not sure how many pages per, probably about 12 pages or so. So yeah, about 12 pages. We usually do 1 or 2 pages a day. Some days he does 1, especially when we get to, so there are like towards the end of the lesson, there are like tracing activities. So when we get to that, he slows down, and then the actual writing, usually this is done in 2 days, or I may combine it, like he'll do this page and then do a couple tracing and maybe write a couple by himself. And then the next day we will do the rest. So that's a lot for his little hands. So yeah, so he's doing really well with that. I really like that. I'm gonna probably later on in the year, after we've gone through a bit more, and see how far he gets, I'll do a more in-depth, like flip through kind of review of it. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely check back and comment down below and let me know if you are interested in seeing a flip through and kind of my thoughts on it. So like I said, we've never done anything like this. My oldest, we did, I wish I had the book here. It's called The Reading Lesson. We did that for her. She did it, she started it when she was 4. And we were also, and I picked up a set of Bob books, and yeah, or maybe right after she turned, or right before she turned 5, we started, because she was showing signs of wanting to read. So I grabbed those for her, and within 3 or 4 months, she was reading on her own. So it came very naturally to her. My 8-year-old, we also went through the reading lesson with her and the Bob books and stuff like that, and she was just made much slower progress, but she's there now, finally, and she's doing really well and enjoying reading now, which is great. Yeah, so I decided I wanted to kind of get him started early and have something more structured. Just not having as much time now, because I still work with my 8-year-old. I still do not a lot of work with her, but I do have to help here and there, maybe read something to her. There are things we do together, and the same thing even with my 8th grader. There are things I have to sit and do with her during the day that are, more teacher-led or whatever. So I needed something that was structured, where I didn't have to take the time to think, okay, well, what am I going to do with him today? What am I, I could sit, I can open the book. It's right there laid out for me. So I really needed that. And it wasn't super expensive. I want to say it was $30 some. I don't even remember, but I can put a link down below for it. But I got it from Rainbow Resource, which we love. I'll also put a link to our Rainbow Resource haul. I actually put a card up there. So yeah, so if you want to check that out. So that's what we're doing with that. We're also doing just lots of fun letter activities and games and things like that. And I will probably add in some, probably towards the end, some photos and like short clips of videos of stuff that I've been doing with him. And also, we've been getting these books from the library. It's called, what's this series? There's Soundbox. I was trying to see if it has like an actual like series. It just says Soundbox books. So they have one for every letter of the alphabet. So I've been trying to pick these up at the library to coordinate with the books, the words. Oh, I can't talk. The letters that he's been working on, and get ready for the code. And it just books. It's this little character who's little letter. So this is little letter B, and goes through. This one is she's going through and collecting stuff that starts with a B to put in a box. So this is a really good activity to reinforce those letter sounds. So I highly recommend looking for these at the library if you're working on letter sounds. And here's K. So thankfully I've been able to get all of them. They also have another series of letter books I don't have any right now. That works pretty well too, but I like the sound box ones. I think they're really good. Okay, so now what we're using for math. So if you've seen my Master Books haul video, which I'll link down below, you will know that we are using Math Lessons for a Living Education Level K. So if you know anything about Master Books, it's a very gentle approach to education, which is wonderful. I don't like the idea of children being forced into, you know, strict academics at an early age. Like I said, my oldest, she was ready at 4 to start reading, and it was nothing that I pushed for. She wanted to do it and was absolutely ready. My 8-year-old was not ready at 4 to read. She showed some signs of being some interest, and we tried a little bit, but she was not having it and just wasn't ready for it, and that was okay. So I wouldn't say that we're super gentle here, in the fact that, I'm not, I don't know, we're not, I don't want to get into a whole philosophy of homeschooling, but anyway, um, yeah, so I got this for him. So it is level K, but he was totally ready for it. It starts out with counting, shapes, colors. He's already doing those things. So, yeah, so he's really enjoying it so far. He calls this his fishy math because it has fish on the front. And yeah, he's doing really, really good with it. We really like that it includes a lot of hands-on activities. So that is, so I wanted, like I said, I wanted some things that were kind of laid out for me. So this does have extra activities that you can do. And so I really, really enjoy that, but it's not overwhelming. So they do have a pre-K curriculum. It is called Stepping Stones. But when I looked at that, it seemed to be too teacher intensive. It seemed a lot of extra work that I would have to do and a lot of extra prep and things like that I didn't want. I wanted something like a workbook that's laid out where he can do activities in the workbook, but then maybe we play a game, or I throw in a puzzle or some type of extra hands-on activity that we can do with him, but it's not super intensive on me. I'm busy. I have 2 other kids I got to homeschool. So I didn't want a lot of stuff that I had to do. But a little bit was fine. And that's because that's kind of where we are. I like being hands-on with my kids and doing activities with them and teaching them in that way. So this is really fun. So like the first week, it starts talking about a rainbow and how rainbow is actually, it's a full circle. And then because you're learning about colors and you're learning about counting, the activity is play a game that involves counting or colors. So we play Candyland. So he and I just sat down and played Candyland together, and it was so nice. There was a day where they were learning about squares. I said, if it's a nice day outside, go outside and draw a square with chalk. So we did it. We actually happened to be doing school outside that day. So I drew a square with chalk, and then I had him get rocks, and he put rocks around the edges to make the square, and then he squared them with water. So it was all these hands-on things and reinforcing the concept. So now he knows that a square has 4 sides and 4 corners, and they're all the same. So yeah, so we're really enjoying this. It was really gentle. Like I said, if we ever get to a point where he's like not getting it or just struggling with something, we're going to stop. And, we'll take our time. If he gets through this year, great. If not, we'll continue it into kindergarten. So the same thing, we also include games and puzzles and like I said, lots of hands-on activities with this. Yeah, so like I said, I'll link the playlist for a lot of the stuff that we do. It's a lot of the same stuff that we were doing last year, a lot of the same puzzles and games and books and stuff like that. So, and I'm going to add in at the end here, like I said, some photos and videos of some of the activities and things that we've been doing. so far this year. So, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, also in here, it has you do calendar activities every day. It does come with I guess if you don't have a big calendar, it comes with this little calendar you can cut out and, laminate. Um, but we have a big calendar. So we've been, doing calendar activities every day. We do more than what's in here. We'll sing a days of the week song. We do the months of the year in order. I have him find the date on the calendar. We talk about today, yesterday, and tomorrow. And yeah, so we've been doing a little bit more than what's in here, and he really likes it. I think that's like his favorite part of it is doing the calendar. He actually always asks, "Is it calendar time?" And it's really cute. So as far as science, he joins in the girls. We do, which I forgot to talk about science in my 4th grade video, which is weird, but I think it's because I'm planning to do a separate science video anyway. But we're doing read aloud. And so he listens to the read alouds, and we're making nature cards. So he does that. So he just kind of sits in on all that. He's also usually around when I'm doing history with the girls, and obviously he's preschool. He doesn't need to learn history at this point. I'm not expecting him to learn history. But he does sit in, and he is soaking it all in, and will say random facts that he's heard us talking about. So I think that's a huge benefit of being homeschooled too, is that the younger kids are exposed to all of these things that they wouldn't be if they were in a classroom. And they're even the same thing happened with my 8-year-old. With my oldest, she was recognizing letters and stuff, and all of a sudden could write her name, and I never taught her that. And same thing with math. She picked up math like that. And it was just because she was there when I was doing it with her sister. So I think that's really cool. So yeah, stay tuned for photos and clips and videos so you could see a little bit of what we've been doing. Comment down below if you want to know anything else about how we're doing preschool or just anything homeschool related. And definitely comment and like the video. I'll see you guys later.
Found one.
You found one? What shape is that? What shape is the box? It's a box, but what shape? It's a square, right?
Yeah.
Because you're going on a square hunt. Let's see if we can find any more, okay? All right, put that. Well, that's not where it goes, but okay. You can put it back, or you can leave it there, and then we'll put it back when we're done. I see a square. Look up here. Do you see anything that's a square up here? Yeah, that big tray is a square. You can leave it there. You don't have to take it down. No, leave it there. Let's see if we can find something else. Do you think you can find a square book? Let's go see if we can find a square book. Yeah, I think that one might be a square. Good job. Yeah, good job. How do you know it's a square? What does a square have?
1, 2, 3, 4.
4 sides that are all what?
The same.
The same, that's right. I spy some more squares on the table. Do you see any more squares on the table? That lighting just got really strange. It's really cloudy out today. Some games that have square boxes, very good.